All right. Welcome back to the latest edition of Don't Start Your Yo Shit episode double dose, baby. 22 episodes in, we are back. I hope you enjoyed the last episode featuring Mr. Brody Jacobs. Welcome back to the channel, people. Now, I was wondering where I was going to take the direction of this episode. I feel like I really haven't started no shit in a while, like not really. Um, so I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to stir the pot a little bit. And what better way to stir the pot than to go back into the past? And I kind of want to give you guys my perspective from my high school years. So this episode is going to be about Nook Fears, the high school years. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So to give context, before I get to the high school years, right before high school, I just lost my grandfather. I lost him in the 8th grade in March 2008. Yeah. Um, it was tough for me. That was a very important man in my life. Uh, he was teaching me. Excuse me. Let me adjust this for a second. He was teaching me everything I needed to know about being a man, but I was still growing. I'm coming into I'm coming into my own. I'm just about to be 14 that May, so losing him was tough for me. But I was coming from Brain. I had a decision to make. I was zoned to go to Ash. I was supposed to go to Ash, but I believe there was open enrollment, so I could have also went to Bolton, where my mom went and my oldest brother. But I knew from a very early age that I wanted to go to Peabody. My dad went, and my the middle child, my other brother, he went there. He was in the band, and I used to go to all the football games and pretend I was in the band too. So when I got to Peabody, I thought that one day I was going to be in the band at Peabody. But when I was right about to get there, I decided I really didn't want to be in the band. I just enjoyed hearing the music from them. But let's get to the high school years for me. All right. So now, excuse uh, any names that I may leave out. I may forget because it was so long ago. Um, and to the people that I do mention, it's just my perspective. Don't take anything personally. If I say something you may not like, if you do, oh well. It's my show. Um, so let's start with the ninth grade. Ninth grade was the littest. Now, if you were at Peabody in 2009, wait, yeah, the 2009 year, that was the freshman year, the class of the 2013 year. The freshman year was '09. We was the littest class during that time. Wanna know how I know this? Because at the pep rally, when you had the classes take their turns getting lit at the pep rally, the freshmen won. We beat out the other classes. We had a great group of personalities. Um, so freshman year, freshman year coming into high school is really all about adapting to a new environment. Um, you're still a kid, but this is the time period where you have to learn how to become an adult because 4 years is going to go by quickly. So freshman year, I come into freshman year, right? Now, my entire life, I wanted to be a professional athlete. I wanted to play basketball. Anybody who knew me growing up, I was a dominant, great basketball player. I was very good. I modeled my game after AI and Kobe. I fused them together. AI when it came to driving into the lane and finishing over bigger people because I was so small. And Kobe just that before Mamba mentality was coined, like just that killer mindset that he had that you can't guard me mentality. And I would always just be able to dominate the game. So I had these aspirations of being like Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues, just being this Nate Robinson, being the shorter guy that can make it to the league and dominate. But I wanted to dominate it better than any of those guys ever did. So coming into freshman year, I wanted to try out for the basketball team. At this point, Coach Smith, legendary coach, Hall of Famer. Um, I didn't know exactly what his how he I didn't know how he operated. So I'm thinking I actually have a legit shot because but I learned quickly that having tryouts at Peabody is just a formality. You have to have tryouts so people can feel like they actually have a chance to make the team. But in all reality, the team has already been decided that summer before the school starts. The spots are already filled. You may have one spot. Um, and I go to the tryouts now. To my own admittance, I did not practice hard, and I didn't study the game that as much as I should have. I always relied on my talent, and my talent was always good enough. I didn't feel like I really had to be a student of the game, so I didn't really work on my craft as much as I should have. I get to the basketball tryouts, and I'm seeing everybody, right? Now, keep in mind, normally I've been the best player anytime I played in a game. There may have been a couple games where there was a guy that, was on my level better than me. For the most part, I was the best player. I get to the tryout, and I'm seeing a bunch of killers in this tryouts. I'm seeing a bunch of boys who look like they need to get out the hood. Now, see, I wasn't in that same situation. I wasn't in the hood. I was perfectly fine where I was. But you could see it in their eyes. Those guys, they had a passion for it. They had grit. They had I need to make it out of here mentality. So I go in there thinking that, you know, once once the ball goes up, pause, uh, that I'm just gonna the instincts is just gonna kick in. I'm just gonna turn back into that street legend that I've always been. When I tell you that couldn't have been further from the truth, I absolutely embarrassed myself that day. When I tell you it was turnover after turnover after turnover, and then I had this one guy, they believe his name was Tevin. He was already on the team. I guess he was just helping out with the trials. They put him on me, and he played Sunday night All Star NBA defense on me, and he shut me down. He made me look bad. He made me look really bad. I'm up there missing shots. I'm passing the ball to the other team. Um, it was horrible. It was a bad day. Um, we had a free throw drill line. I missed the free throws. Like, what is going on? And I'm already feeling I'm already feeling like, okay, I don't know why this kid showed up to the trials. I mean, I going into it, I already know I had an uphill battle to climb, being at the size that I was, but I did not help myself in my performance. Like, I was truly embarrassed. Um, I walked out that day knowing my basketball career was cooked. I walked out, and you know how there's stories of perseverance. You don't, you have a bad time, you have a bad experience, you work on it, you come back, you get better, and you try it again, right? Nope. I quit. I quit. After that, I decided I'm not getting to the NBA. I don't even want to try out for this team anymore. Because I just feel like as much as I loved basketball, and I don't get me wrong, guys, I loved it. I don't think at that time I loved it enough to really try to get better. So I left it alone. So the rest of the year, now that basketball is out of my mind, I'm focused on girls now, right? I'm in high school. These are the years, right? These are the years you date, you figure out what kind of girls you like, and stuff like that. So freshman year, like I've said this in previous videos about past crushes that I've had. I had a few that I was looking at, and the main one at that time, class of 2013, y'all, and I Excuse me for saying her name because she's married now with kids, beautiful family. But like I said, this is my story. Fuck it. Tristan E. Lehman. I thought she was interesting. Um, and something about her made me interested and wanted to talk to her, but I didn't have the confidence back then. I wasn't him back then. I didn't have it in me to go to talk to her. Right. So it never, I just admired from afar. And truth be told, I'm glad that I didn't, because I could tell that I didn't have a chance. You don't really know what girls' types are until you see who they actually date, and I don't think I fit the bill. Um, and excuse me, best friend Jazz, who's previously been on the podcast. I'm sorry, but this is before I met you, before I knew who you was. I didn't even know y'all were family. I saw your cousin Taranisha. Shout out T. What's up, T? She actually reminded me we went to elementary school together, which I don't remember. So I'm sorry, T. But Taranisha, I had an eye on her too. You know what I'm saying? I thought, face card was there. But the thing with Taranisha was, this is why I didn't approach Taranisha. For one, she was asleep for most of the class, and for two, when she was awake, she was 9 times out of 10 get into it with the teacher and getting put out of class. So she was either in class but sleep, or out of class being in trouble. So I looked at her as a bit of a troublemaker, and at that point, I'm still a Mr. Good Goody Two Shoes, and I just felt like I can't really get involved with that because she seems like trouble. Um, Granted, I didn't know what she was going through in her personal life at home or whatever the case may be, but like I said, from the outside looking in, she just seemed like trouble, so I left it alone. So again, but Taranisha, if you're checking this out, I had a little thing for you back in the day. Whatever, right? So, but freshman year, uh, and then freshman year is also the year where you see the groups that are established, the cliques, and everybody knows what these cliques are: the popular kids, the smart kids, the athletes. And I was somebody who could really blend in with everybody. Like, there's really, like, I knew how to talk to the cool kids, the popular kids. I knew how to talk to the smart kids. I knew how to talk to the athletes, the drama kids, all that. I knew how to talk to everybody. So I felt like I was a bit of a chameleon. But but freshman year is the year I realized, and this is important. This is an important part because it's going to translate towards the end. Because I got a bone to pick with my class at the end. But the popular kids, you really got to see who they were. And if you wasn't in that clique, that group of kids who mess with each other on a daily basis, you really missed out on certain things that you probably should have missed out on because they just didn't include you. Now, granted, these people been or either family or been growing up together as friends for a long time. But I felt like all my friends were at Ash or Bowdoin, but most of them are at Ash. So I'm coming into it really trying to make new friends with new people because I went to Bream, and everybody with Bream pretty much went to Ash or Bowdoin or Pineville or something. There's very few people that went to Peabody from Bream during my time. So I'm trying to see where I fit. And so I remember being in class, and I'm kind of in the middle of the cool kids. You have some on the right of me, some on the left of me. Now, everybody remembers Jai from the pod. At the time, I didn't know this was her cousin, but she had a cousin who was a cheerleader who dated a basketball player. His name was Devontae Tenney. He had one of my basketball roster spots. But her name was Tykesha Raymond. She goes by Ty. Um, because she was in a relationship, I wasn't really looking at Ty like that because I don't look at other people's girls like that. Um, one thing that was a standout about Ty was her eyes. She has natural green eyes, which is not very common amongst black people. So she had that going for her and all that, but I wasn't really, like I said, somebody else's girl. I'm not really paying attention, but she was a popular girl. She's an it girl, one of them. I'm sitting next to her in class, right? And we taking a test. And all I hear is a voice saying, "Say, boy, what's the answers?" No, I look over and and it's her, it's Ty. And I'm telling her, she talking to me. Say again, say, boy, hey, show me your answers. First of all, I couldn't say this back then because I didn't have the confidence. I wasn't him. I can say it now. Who the hell was she calling boy? I had a name. It only took 2 seconds to ask me what my name was, but it's one of those things where you see it in the movies, you see it on TV, how the popular kids are really um disconnected from the people who don't have that same level of popularity. They don't even have to take the time to get to know your name or know who you are. So I just hear her constantly asking me for the answers, and it's just like, okay, I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to get some of that cachet. So I kind of, I slide my answers over so she can copy out the test. But it's not just her; it's other kids, it's other popular kids too. Like they knew I was one of the smart kids, so it's like it's a hard test. Oh, she getting the answers. Let me get the answers too. And granted, it was very easy to cheat at Peabody, like very freaking easy. So I feel like freshman year, I kind of helped a lot of those kids pass a couple of those tests. Some of you probably owe me some of your diplomas too, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm like, that's the first time that I kind of got introduced to what popularity was. Not that I was popular, but I was in the midst of someone who was popular, and the fact that my name wasn't even used to, and I wasn't asked nicely to help with work, which I would have been more than fine to help. But it's like it was kind of demeaning, and it made me feel like I was nobody a little bit. Crazy work, right? But it's like that's the game. That's how it goes. It's like, okay, maybe I need to do this to kind of be maybe if I help them, maybe if I help her and help the popular kids, maybe they'll start talking to me more. Maybe I'll start getting invited to more after school things with them. Maybe I'll become ingratiated within the system. But I was just helped to pass tests because I was a smart kid. But yeah. And remember this is kind of me and Ty's first interactions, first time really just speaking to each other. Now remember this moment because this is going to translate to the end. Remember me and Ty, right? Okay. So freshman year I make it through pretty good, pretty smooth, whatever the case may be. Transition into sophomore. Sophomore year was kind of like it was a boring year. It's kind of like probably the most boring year that I had at Peabody, but there was a few highlights from it. One of them being um this is I don't know why I feel like I'm closer with people in class of 2014, but this is where Olivia comes into play sophomore year. Now, the name Olivia is from episode 3 when I had the episode with my baby mama. They were friends. They used to be close. They called each other each other's twin and stuff like that. So they were cool. But this was before I met my baby mama. I had a thing for Olivia because I had a class with her, and I thought she was cool. I thought she had a great personality, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it, she had that thing back there. She had that wagon. She was dragging that wagon. Big booty Liv is what they called her. And you know what I'm saying? That's when I that's when I first discovered I might be a bit of an ass man. I'm not gonna lie. She was poking that thing out. Excuse me. But yeah, so I had a thing for whatever, and which is why I wish she would have came on to tell her side of the story. Because if you remember for episode 3, uh, Michelle, my baby mama, said that Olivia denied that we had a thing going between us. That she was only using me to get food out of me. and we saw what my response was in that moment. But let me clarify a little bit more. Me and Olivia were talking. She using me for food had to have been capped because I didn't feed her. If I'm being used for food, wouldn't I have to feed you? Me and Olivia exchanged numbers. Me and Olivia texted. Me and Olivia said some things to each other. Some things were exchanged from her part to me. I saw some things early on at age 15 that I hadn't seen before. You know, Olivia actually introduced me to the female body. Now, let me clarify. Me and Olivia never got physical, never did anything physical. But we had a brief period of time where we were feeling each other. Now, I asked her to come on here so she can give her perspective, her side of the story. She declined, talking about she's camera shy. Whatever. Maybe I'll continue to try to ask her to come on in the future, so she can finally clarify this story up. But until she does, I'm gonna go by my perspective, which of course is the truth. I always tell the truth. Yeah, we had a thing. She talked to me. She said some things to me. And let's be clear. At that point in time, if I wanted to get physical, I could have gotten physical with her. It was there to be done. Based on what was being said and what was exchanged between the both of us, if I wanted to, I could have. But for whatever reason, it never got there. The thing between me and Olivia never materialized, right? And I can't figure out why. But maybe it was for the best. But I I was interested. I was. And it wasn't just the ass. That was a bonus. But like I said, I mean, she was. I thought she was somebody that was compatible to me at that time. But it never happened. Also sophomore year. What up, Erica? E. I had class with your sister. I remember. And I wanted to throw this in here because me and Erica have become more communicated with each other now because she's married to my childhood best friend. Um, but I met her sister first. Well, I'm not gonna say I met her first, but I got to know her sister before I got to know her. Because I feel like Erica, not to be rude, but you was a part of that popular kid group. You talked to all those people. Me and Amber used to be joked out in Miss Emery's class, Greek mythology. Which is crazy because if you fast forward to now, me and Amber could really pass each other and not speak like we never met before. We see each other at the gym, we don't speak. We were at the wedding, didn't speak. But in class, we sat next to each other and we were joked out every day. Like we was laughing and joking every day. It's crazy. And that goes to show you how like high school is really just a moment of time. You could be one thing at one moment of time and then fast forward, it's like it never happened. Uh, but I wanted to highlight that because that was like the funnest class I had that year. Like it wasn't too much going on sophomore year. That class was fun, and half of it was because of her because she was always joked out too, and I always getting into it with Miss Embry. She was one of those ones too that would always go back and forth with the teacher. But yeah, me and Amber was actually, you know, communicative with each other. But now we don't speak at all. Crazy work. Um, but also again sophomore year, same clique, same popular group from freshman year. At this point, I've kind of established um, certain people from each clique that I was cool with, like Christopher Jackson and Devonda Dunbar, Jared Hamilton, um, uh, just people like that. Um, Shout out to Jacoria. I know, we just had an episode together. Um, shout out to Cameron Deville, like my boy. What's up, Cam? The Coolies, Rhea, Eric. Y'all still together. That's crazy. Y'all been together since middle school. I'm glad to see that though. Y'all found each other early. Y'all did things the right way. Got married, got your family. Y'all been together forever. It's a beautiful thing. I remember that prank y'all pulled on everybody, talking about y'all broke up. Um, and you said you were the first people to break the internet. The coolies were. When everybody thought that y'all broke up, the world stopped. It's crazy how that if social media was as big as it was back then as it is now, that would have been on that would have been trending on Twitter. The coolies have broken up. They played everybody. I didn't believe it, but a lot of people did. I don't know why y'all would believe these two, but y'all got that one. So that was a big thing too. That was a big thing too. Y'all did that one. Transition into junior year. Junior year is where I decided I wanted to get back into athletics. We all know the football story. I don't need to re-go through all of that because I told that. But to give a little more insight that I may have left out, joining the football team was pivotal in my life during that time because it eventually led me to powerlifting. But during my junior year, when I did football, my main takeaway, if you haven't seen my story time fumble, please go check that out because I pretty much explain this. But this is where I experienced the most bullying, if you want to call it that. I got to see what the inside of a locker room was like, a real locker room. Um, of course, I'm not going to divulge locker room talk. I'm not that dude. But I just wanted to be known that being on the football team made me realize um, not only did it, first of all, it made me realize why I decided to go there because I felt like Peabody was going to prepare me for the real world. I felt like it was really going to prepare me for life because I felt like I was going to a school where I was going to bump into people just like this, and I felt that I was bullied, I was looked down on. Um, I just felt like I was a joke, a bit of an outcast because they looked at me as like, who is this little guy? Why is he on the football team? Like I'm very athletic. If I actually got a real chance, I could have shown that, but I felt like I was discounted from the very beginning, and there were certain people on the team that really tried me, and I had a choice: is either back down and let them bully me, or stand the hell up and defend myself. And I found myself building up the courage to defend myself a lot of the times against bigger people. Everybody's bigger than me, of course. So it's like that's when I realized that y'all some dogs, but I'm a dog too. Roof, let's go. Like I'm not about to back down just because you're bigger than me. You're not about to walk over me. I can't allow you to walk over me because if I'm getting walked over now, I'm gonna get walked over in adulthood. That's not happening. And plus, I had to remember who the hell I was raised by. My grandparents. And my grandmother was a real thug, a real gangster. Kept the strap on. She didn't raise no punk. So I wasn't gonna be a punk. Uh but yeah, junior year I was on the football team. We like I said, that didn't go well. You know the story if you watched the story time. If not, go watch it. But the important part about junior year is, like I said, finding powerlifting. The first year of powerlifting, I realized just how naturally strong I was. I had never lifted a weight in my life. Never lifted a weight in my life. And I got in there and I was lifting weight that I didn't think that I could lift because I had never lifted before. Now it wasn't a lot. But as time went on, I got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I enjoyed doing it. Um the powerlifting team, as far as the people on it, I felt closer to them than I did the football team, even though a lot of the football players were on the, the powerlifting team. But I feel like there was a couple people on there that I was a little bit closer with, especially a couple of them since I grew up with them. But um, Olivia was on the powerlifting and so was my baby mama Michelle. Now, like I said, still hadn't really had any interactions with her yet, so I still don't really know who she is. So, my junior year, I didn't go to state because there was somebody in my weight class, Deshante Williams. Shout out to Squirrel. He was already in that spot, same weight class. Coach already laid it out for me. He was like, Squirrel's gonna go to state. You're gonna go to national. Um, but next year he's probably gonna move up because he was taller, so his they kept him where he was in my weight class, for that year. But they felt like between me and him, once he moved up to the next weight class, he could dominate that weight class, and I could dominate the weight class that I was at. So that was the plan. So he went to state. He did what he did. I went to nationals. I placed fifth. Cool, whatever. But I saw the progress that I made. I saw the transition that I made um, during that time. Now, junior year, as far as who I was looking at, I wasn't even looking at Olivia my junior year. I don't really think I was looking at anybody, honestly. At that point, still hadn't dated anybody. Um, still a virgin at this point. I hadn't done anything outside of just do athletics, and I didn't really at this point. Tristany was not even an option anymore. Um, and yeah, at that point, Olivia wasn't even an option. I had let that go. Uh, but yeah, so junior year led me and helped me discover that I'm stronger than I thought I was, both mentally and physically. Transition that into senior year. I know you guys are kind of waiting for the start your shit moment. It's coming. Hold on, just give me a second. I'm kind of getting you through the years here. Senior year. Now this is where my baby mama finally come into play. So, um, senior year, I was gonna do football again, and I did. We was practicing, getting ready for the season. Uh, again, story time. Everybody knows Jaleel Stewart hit me in practice, bounced my head off the ground. I retired after that. I didn't do the football season. So football season, senior year, I left the team. Um, you go into the power the no before we get into the power of the season. Um, we start working out early to prepare for the upcoming powerlifting season. Now, this is where my baby mama come into play. Finally, we and she, like I said, if you saw the episode, you know how the story goes. We were sitting on the track in the bleachers. I asked her and Olivia because they both were sitting right there on to go to the movies. Olivia, they both agreed. Olivia backed out. Me and my baby mama Michelle. We ended up going to the movies and then started talking after that. And December the 6th, 2012, we made it official. We became a thing in a relationship. Uh, Not to put our personal business out there with explicit details, but we got together in December. Still a virgin at that point. Come January, no longer a virgin. So lose my virginity at 17 in January of 2013. Uh, I'm not going to get into the details of our personal life to keep the peace at home. But yeah, she introduced me to the world of sex. So, but yeah, so we are dating, doing what we do, and now here comes the powerlifting season, and we're kind of uh, we're we're motivating each other. We're lifting, we're competing at these meets. She's winning, I'm winning. It's kind of like a true power couple. We have a fake wedding. at Pineville, which pretty much everybody who wasn't lifting at that moment attended. It was officiated by Juice Desiree Partey. Um, it was great. It was like it was like my senior year. I was having it all together. I had the girl. I was being successful in powerlifting. Um, I pretty much decided. I'm not gonna say I decided where I was gonna go to college, but I had an idea where I was going to college. I had an idea of the field that I wanted, like the what I wanted to study when I got there. So I felt like I had my life together, right? Uh, Senior year powerlifting, I win state first place. Go to nationals, I win that too, first place. Um, Shout out to my teammates, uh, Michael, uh, Cotton, Big Will, uh, Coop, rest in peace, Jacob Cooper, Deshante, Simon, what up, Simon? Uh, Travis Harrell, Darshawn Boss, um, Jared, Big J Red. Yeah, shout out to all my teammates, man. Greatest team in history. We need to go in the Hall of Fame together one day. Need to make it happen. But again, senior year, you starting to see where people's lives are going. The people that you started with freshman year, especially the popular kids, and you start hearing them talk about where they're going to school, what they want to do with their lives, and stuff like that. And some of them are still cheating off my test to even get to graduation, stuff like that. Um, Senior year was senior year was like, okay, everybody's been in their clique a whole 4 years, right? You really don't know just exactly what people thought of you until after you graduate. Um, you don't understand the extent of what people think of you until after you graduate. So we graduate, and we graduate. Everybody go their separate ways. You see how things turn out for certain people. Some people have gone on to have great success. Some people have gone to fall off the face of the earth. When you think about it, look at our valedictorian in the second person in our class. Look at 1 and 2. I think it was Jamarcus Reed and Passion Leach. Where are they now? And this is not to get on them, but where are they now? Where have they gone? What have they done? These were two people who were supposed to make a big difference, change the world, highlight this entire class. What about Asa Baker? I still see Asa sometimes now at the gym, Planet Fitness. Again, not to get on them, got to get on them. But I start to think about certain people and how they were in school and where they are in life now. Now I get life happens. Not everybody has a straight path to success. Some of us are still figuring out to this day. But it's the disconnect. It's how certain people decided that they were too good to get to know somebody, or too good to include certain people into the fold so we all could be together as one unit. Now, this is where I want to get to the starting your shit part. Fast forward 10 years, right? From 2013 to 2023, the 10-year class reunion. This is what got me about this, right? This is where this is where this is where I truly realized and understood just how disconnected the class that I was. I'm not gonna speak for nobody else. How I disconnected I was from the class, because I thought some of these people I was actually cool enough, not even cool enough, but I thought I had enough respect from some of these people to get an acknowledgement all these years later. Now, when you graduate, you do lose contact with people. Certain people you don't talk to, right? Or certain people over the years you just bump into each other and you say, "Hey man, what's up from school? How you doing? How's life?" Da 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 da. Some people, that's how I go. But when it comes to a 10-year reunion, it's it shouldn't be about the same people that you talk to still every day on a regular basis. It shouldn't be about the same people that you still see on a regular basis. When you go to a reunion, you see people you haven't seen in a long time. This is your time to acknowledge those people, right? If you didn't want to get to know them back then, get to know them now. Who are these people now? Who are these people that you missed out on when we were in school, right? So the reunion comes, and we are in a group chat led by Erica. Shout out to Erica; she did a fantastic job. She decided to include me in it because at this point we were communicating. So 2023 had everything that they wanted to get together, set it up, da 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 da. Right? We get there. I'm actually looking forward to seeing these people. I bring my daughter with me. Um, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go to our setup because everybody knows at homecoming everybody has their own setup each class. I'm thinking I'm gonna go see these people, and I'm gonna be embraced. I'm gonna be acknowledged. Hey, what's up, Montero? It's been a long time. Hey, what's up, my dude? What's up? Something, right? I feel like over the course of my 4 years, I earned enough of some of these people respect to get an acknowledgement. After all this time, I walk over to my class, and there's barely an acknowledgement. Now, some of the people who spoke to me on a regular basis back in school, yeah, they say what's up. But I'm talking about the people like the Carlton Lowe's, like the Jalen Dorseys, who I was actually on the football team with. But I guess that don't even really matter neither because even though you're on a team together, not everybody's cool, not everybody's close, right? Um, I walk over to my class, and it's the same group of people from high school, the same clique, and everybody's just communicating with each other, doing what they do, and I'm just kind of just there, like a ghost. I'm there, but it's like I'm not there. There's no acknowledgement. Nobody's coming up to talk to me. Nobody's coming up to ask me how's my life going. I have my daughter with me. Nobody asked who's this kid with me. Nobody asked me anything. Nobody offered me a place to sit down. I'm just standing there. Nobody offered me no food, nothing to drink, nothing. Hmm. I walk away for a second. I go to 2014's spot. And I received a more warming and engaging welcome from class of 2014. Crazy work, right? It was at that moment I realized that my class really didn't fuck with me. And after all these years, they didn't care to get to know me at that point in time. They didn't care then, they didn't care now. It was crazy to think that after 10 years at our reunion, our 10-year reunion, that we would try to include some of the people that wasn't in that original clique. Now, a lot of people don't even like to go to these things because it's like, well, why would I go? These people didn't talk to me. These people didn't hang out with me, and true. But some of these people did talk to me in high school. So, and because it's the reunion, my daughter has never seen me around my classmates like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me go. Let me go see what the reunion talking about. So when I felt like I was getting a cold shoulder, from my own freaking class, I decided that it just wasn't like, what am I staying for? I'm just supposed to stand here while they all talk to each other like we're in class again and just not feel like I'm a part of this group, not feel like I'm a part of this class. So I walk off. I take my daughter, I walk off. I'm getting ready to leave. Now, here's the part that really shook me. Remember the Ty moment, right? Me and Ty, freshman year. Say, boy, what's the answers? I'm walking off, and shout out to Ty. She's doing big things. She's actually one of the rare unicorns. Not married, no kids, just doing her. Glowed up a lot. Congratulations. She looked great. Maybe we can collab together one day. But she needs to hear this because I feel like this is the epitome of her and the class and how things worked. I'm walking off. I see her coming. So she must just be getting there. I'm leaving. Right? Now, I know we wouldn't, like I said, this is where the acknowledgement comes in. I know we wasn't close in high school, but I did kind of help you a little bit a couple times, right? I, you know, so we're walking towards each other. We lock eyes. She see me. I see her. I see her. See me. See her. She's walking with her dog, Piper. And as we're walking towards each other, I feel like she's looking me dead in the face. And as she's getting closer, that she's going to speak to me. So once we come into the vicinity of each other where we can actually exchange words, because we've been kind of like locked eyes for a little bit, I make a motion like I'm about to speak first. Like I'm about to say hello, what's up? As soon as I go to do that motion, she walks straight past me. No words. No nothing. No hey Monteris, no long time no see, long time no speak, no how you doing, no what's up, no head nod, no nothing. Right? Just walked straight past me. Like I wasn't even standing right there. To go join the rest of the group. Who pretty much have done the exact same thing the entire time I was there. Which was make me feel like an outcast in my own freaking class. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt played. I felt played more specifically because I wanted to work with Ty. At that point, I had my brand, Destination Sports Brand, and I wanted to communicate with her on possibly collabing on her wearing my brand. It was going to be a business conversation, a business transaction, right? She was going to get free clothes out of the deal, and I was in return going to get free publicity from her followers. But after that moment, I realized, like, wow, I really am a nobody to these people. They really don't see me, just like they didn't see me back then. 10 years later, and they still can't see me. They don't care what I've done in life or what I plan to do in life. I almost felt like they didn't respect me as a person, as a man. Crazy work. It was at that moment when she brushed me off where I realized, like, oh, I haven't done anything in these 10 years to make these people actually care about me or my life. To the point where they can just brush off the fact that they even went to school with me. I was perplexed. I literally walked to the car, went home that night, and I had to think about it. I really had to think about it. I'm thinking about the same people who clowned in class, who needed my help in class. What have they done so great with their lives that they could treat me like I ain't nobody? Like I said, if you spoke to me, I'm not talking to you. If you did not speak to me, if you did not acknowledge me, I'm talking to you. Class of 2013. I know in 2023 at our 20-year reunion, it's gonna be the same. Lord say the same. Whoever's still alive, because we've lost some people. It's gonna be the same group doing the same shit, only talking to each other, and ignoring the rest of the class. Wow. I don't think I'm gonna be at that one. Why would I? Matter of fact, I don't think I'm gonna be at any function that has anything to do with my class. See, now that moment made me realize I needed to I needed to excel in life now. But not just for them, for me. Because now I had to say to myself, I don't want to feel like a nobody anymore. So now I got to go do something. I had to go make my name known. Can you see me yet? Do you hear me? Am I somebody yet? Because if I'm still not now, just wait. I'm coming. I'm coming. And for the ones who've been supportive of me through this journey now, especially with my pod, I appreciate y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. And I know who you are. I know who support me. But if you pop up once I've taken off, we'll have a conversation. We will. Class of 2013. Gotta do better. I can really count on both my hands from that class who actually still talk to me. Who actually still interact with me on social media, even if we don't directly talk. I'm talking about liking my posts, liking my videos. Shout out Sarabi. What up, girl? To the popular kids from 2013, I can't say there's too many of you that have done much. Especially not enough to be treating people like they never existed. Just do better. Reach out to some of these people. Life is short. I actually don't mind collabing with some of you people because business is first. Put the personal to the side. I know how to separate personal from business. Come on, get to know me. Let me get to know you. The time is now. I challenge you. The time is now. Talk to somebody else that you're not used to talking to. Get to know people. So maybe when 2033 comes around, more people can feel included. More people can feel like they actually belong in the group that graduated together, that been in the same school, the same classes for 4 years. Let's try that next time. But that's all I got to say. This is me signing off. Don't start your shit. Won't be no shit. Till the next time, people.